啊，好的，老板，知道。家里的网总是断断续续的，不太稳定。网络公司说了，可能在维修吧。如果家里的网络一好，我就给你发过去，行吧？就这样，拜拜。
Riders on the storm. There's a killer on the road. His brain is squirming like a toad. Take a long holiday. Let your children play. If you give this man a ride, sweet family will die. Killer on the road. Yeah. Girl, you gotta love your man. Girl, you gotta love your man. Take him.
喂，哦，小季啊，老板说叫我写篇文章给他送过去，现在网络很差，他催得急，我准备网络一好就给他送过去。哦，行行，好啊，先不忙，你一会儿过来就行呗。行，那好，一会儿见，拜拜。对了，最近怎么样？忙不忙？
不忙不忙，还是老样子，每天都对着电脑，都习惯了。啊，对了，
你那文章写怎么样了？你那个电脑网络还畅通吗？
没有，我给老板打了电话了， 老板催了我一天叫我交文章，我看再不行，明天找修理工过来修了。
这样看来应该是网络公司的原因，估计到明天就会好了。这种都是小问题。哎，对了，我老板跟我说了，我工作出色，马上就有奖金了，到时候就有一笔小钱，咱俩可以到时候搓一顿。
嘿呦，不错呀！来，为了你的奖金，
干！对，我先去趟洗手间。
啊，好的，老板。知道，家里的网总是断断续续的，不太稳定。网络公司说了，可能在维修吧。如果家里的网络一好，我就给你发过去，行吧？就这样，拜拜。喂，哦，小季啊，老板说叫我写篇文章给他送过去，现在网络很差，他催得急，我准备网络一好就给他送过去。哦，行行，好啊，先不忙，你一会儿过来就行呗。那好，一会儿见，拜拜。
Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. Into this house we're born. Into this world we're thrown. Like a dog without a bone and actor out alone. Riders on the storm. There's a killer on the road. His brain is squirming like a toad. Take a long holiday. Let your children play. If you give this man a ride, sweet family will die. Killer.
对了，怎么样啊？最近 忙不忙？
不忙，每天都对着电脑，还那样。哎，对了，你那文章写怎么样了？你那个电脑网络还畅通吗？
没有，我给老板打了电话了，老板催了我一天叫我交文章，我看再不行，明天找修理工过来修了。
估计这就是网络公司的问题，估计明天就好了。这些都是小问题。
哎，对了，我老板跟我说了，我工作出色，马上就有奖金了，
到时候就有一笔小钱，咱俩可以好好去搓一顿。
哎呦，不错呀，兄弟！来，为你的奖金。
干！
对，我先去趟洗手间。
Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. Into this house we're born.
So after 3 years study in the area of filmmaking, I found that montage is really interesting topic, and I think that different editor have their own different editing styles, which can make the film very differently. And also, so I think that is the reason that I came up with the topic, which is to what extent does the film montage can influence the audience understanding of the film. So basically what I will do is I choose around 10 students in the university and invite them as the audiences of my screening. But basically they are volunteer, but it's not completely volunteer. I bought them like free pizza, but when they finish eating the pizza, then the film begins.
知道，家里的网总是断断续续的，不太稳定。网络公司说了。
As a resource for analyze the relationship between film montage and audience understanding about the film. So basically I made 2 different films, but I used same footages within those films. However, I just changed the editing style a little bit in order to create some differences within those 2 films. And finally, I've leave all those differences to the audience to see what is their reaction to the film.
Well, the first one just follow as a time axis. Well, the audience can apparently like they do understand about what the story is going to be happen. Like there's 2 killers and they're trying to kill each other. So, well, about the second one, like the audience will definitely not knowing that what will going on, and I observed that the audience will be much more focused than the first one. So the second version gave me the idea is like well, I don't know what is going on, that I want to know more about it, so I need to be more focused.
I think the most important change within those 2 different versions of the film is actually the color correction. For example, I use slight black and white effect on the second version of the film. And I think the color effect represents the flashback sequences of the first killer. in the film. And also I think it creates the dramatic tension to the audience.
So we've just seen both of the films. We like the second one a lot better. Obviously they're both really good, but we definitely prefer the second one. But simply because the use of colour was really, really interesting because it created a contrast. They created like a contrast between the different character scenes and how it all like.
Definitely, it set more of an atmosphere of black and white sort of thing. A lot more dramatic.
Yeah, the second one was more dramatic, and you can see that with the use of the sound as well. Definitely a lot more dramatic, and I mean you could even heighten that more to make it even more dramatic. So it's more of a twist at the end, which is really interesting. You were saying something really nice about the characters, if you wanna.
Yeah, I felt that the second one had a lot more character development than the first one. So you got to know even though that both were pretty mysterious, you got to know a little bit more about the main character in the second one, which I thought worked very well.
There was more of a character storyline, like a story arc, which was really it was really nice to see.
A lot of I like the second one had a lot more structure, sort of thing. Yet it still had the mysterious element in it as well. Sort of thing.
Really, really, I found it really interesting.
Yeah, both films were really, really well filmed as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Personally, after viewing both films, both 1 and 2, the first one seemed a little bland in terms of colour, but the story-wise was very interesting, yet it kind of started slowly, but it integrated and it developed more later on during the film. After comparing both of them, number 2 with the flashbacks, it kind of gave you more of an insight as to what was really happening during the times that we didn't see during number 1. With all the colour usage and the different filterings between number 2 and number 1, because number 1 was rather bland, number 2 made the viewers more interested when they viewed it. It was very different. Also, because the story was the same, but the colour contrast, it made it very interesting, and it also got your attention, and you always wanted to find out more what was happening during the films. And during the midsection of the film, when the usage of music was used to view the other assassin as he was viewing his email, with the use of music, it kind of viewed that he was very relaxed, calmed, and he wanted to go about his business. But as soon as he knew he had to kill his friend, he was very hesitant, and the usage of the camera from the view of the mouth was it showed that what his emotions were. When he was shocked, his mouth was opened wide. It was like a gasp. And with the usage of music, it was very dramatic during that point of the film. And towards the ending, when the second assassin needed to go to the loo, the restroom, the first assassin during the first film was just seen later behind the door, finishing him off. During the second film, with the flashbacks, you knew that what he was going to do and what his intentions were, which was cut during the first film. So, added with flashbacks, the second film was more viewable, and everyone enjoyed it a lot more. It got a lot more attention.
Yeah, I think another change that I made within the 2 films is that I alternate cut between 2 characters. Again, it creates the tension to the audience, and also I think it helps with the development of the personality between 2 characters. I think one of the reasons that I chose thriller as a genre of the film is simply because that is the first idea came into my mind. Additionally, another reason that I choose thriller as a genre is because personally I think thriller can create the contrast between each character within the film, and also it leads the audience pay more attention to the film, concentrate to find the differences within 2 films. I mean, to compare with the first version of the film, the narrative within the second film is more dramatic. With the change of order, the footages actually become a part of the killer's memory, and also they link with the flashback sequence as well.
Well, I think both of them are pretty good, but personally speaking, I prefer the second movie. The main reason is that it gives the audience some flashback. because the director is used the flashback effect that makes the whole movie is easier to understand, and it brings out the theme more apparently. For example, like I know how the killer in the second movie wants to do to try to kill both each other at the same time, but for the first movie, because you didn't use the flashback effect, so I'm a little bit confused about when the first killer is going to kill the second one and stuff like that. So personally, I prefer the second one because of the flashback effect. Yeah.
首先我看完第一部之后，我觉得我个人更偏好第一部，因为第一部它最后结尾就是只是给人展示了一个照片，然后没有过多的说明什么，然后给人更多的回味。但是第二部比第一部强的地方是第二部色差的运用比较的多，然后场景转换很多，使故事更有连贯性和完整性，我觉得。
Finally, most of the audiences mentioned about the color correction and the flashback sequences as the result of the color difference within those two films. And some of them also mentioned the alternate cut between two characters, which makes the film more dramatic. This is the same as what I wanted to represent by using those changes within the films. And they are all belongs to the changing of montage. Finally, it seems like they do have their effects on the people who watch the film. And also, it can actually change their understanding about the film as well.
Let your children play. If you give